San Diego. And the small image in the top right corner, which just as we look at it,
clouds.
This has been the story of the night so far in
Sudbury.
Northern Ontario, in Sudbury. We've got streaming locations in Sudbury, in nearby North Bay, also a bit further east in New York. All night.
Struggling with clouds.
We did see there, Anna, we did have a beautiful blood moon in the corner of our screen, but now we just have a black cloud.
And there is probably one person scrambling now thinking, oh, right now, this was the worst moment that the moon could disappear.
Right. This is appalling timing that the clouds have, because we are just about to go live to Sudbury, and we're going to the Science North Museum in Greater Sudbury in Northern Ontario, where we're going to speak to Aletha McIntyre and the team at the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada Sudbury Centre. So, Sudbury, can you hear us?
Loud and clear, Graham.
Hi, you guys. Wow, you're huddled up there in front of the camera. Graham just told us where you are, but who are you with, Aletha?
So these are lovely members of the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada Sudbury Centre. So I'll let them say hello.
Hi,
Norm.
Hi, it's Colin here. Paul Velez, same thing.
And Linda Pelaya.
Nice to meet you all.
Excellent. And you all look very wrapped up there. What's the what's the temperature outside there in Sudbury at the moment?
It's about -2 degrees, and we have had snow and rain in addition to all the clouds.
Wow, golly.
And you've been fighting those clouds. Yeah, we could hear the wind earlier. You've been really fighting those clouds, but we can see a sliver of the moon peeking out through the clouds there. We've got your moon right above you. You've got above you in the sky, and we've got it above you on the screen. Yeah. And it sounds like you're having fun.
Oh, yeah. We're having fun, yeah.
Oh, yes, we've had fun.
Okay, so you guys so you guys are outside of the Science North Museum there in Sudbury, and Aletha, you're part of the space place at Science North. What's that all about?
Well, actually, we're up here at our Dynamic Earth site, and something fun about Sudbury is that we are actually on the edge of the world's 3rd largest crater, which I think is a really fitting place to be, observing the spectacularly cratered surface of the moon. So we're in a pretty neat location, and we are outside. I can just show you briefly our setups here. So that's my setup. I'm using my Android phone to send the images. The Celestron 11 there, and Norm is over here. Get him there. There it is.
Well done.
Yeah. And then behind me, Colin. So we tried to get 3 different views. So I'm really zoomed in. Norm's kind of mid zoomed in, and Colin has his camera here with a new toy. It's been tracking the moon beautifully all night.
Yeah.
Not that we could see a lot of it. Okay, so now that you know where I am, Space Place is sort of my domain at Science North. I'm a staff scientist there, and I kind of take care of, I actually do take care of a hands-on exhibit area. So you get to come in and really engage with science and the fundamental physics involved in exploring space and understanding our place in the world. And I also run the planetarium, so I actually get to fly through space on the regular, which is very fun.
Yeah, great. And just as you were talking there, I think that was from Colin, just above you on the screen. We had a very nice moon image come in there from Colin, although again, I think it's just getting lost by the clouds. Now, Aletha, over the next few years, there is going to be a lot of attention focused on the moon. Can you tell us what's going to be happening with the moons, with the moon and humans over the coming years?
Well, this is something that I find very exciting. So most of us are absolutely familiar with the Apollo program, which sent men to the moon. And we are now ramping up for a follow-up program that has actually been called Artemis. So Artemis was the twin sister of Apollo, or is, in the pantheon of Greek gods and goddesses. And Artemis is actually the goddess of the moon. So it's really fitting that this program, which is aiming to return humans to the moon, is named Artemis. And especially because this time, it's not just going to be men that go. The goal is to send women and also to send people of color. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And what's the latest time frame we're looking at for this program?
So have been delays. So the hope was to really have it going in 2024. It's definitely already underway. 13 countries have signed on to the Artemis Accord, including Canada. And maybe for those of you out there watching, maybe your country too, look it up, check it out. So it's in progress. We probably won't have people going up by 2024 because we have to design whole new spacesuits that people can work in a gravity environment with on the surface of the moon. So that's a whole new engineering challenge. But near future.
Yeah.
And Aletha, do you actually want to go to the moon?
I would absolutely go to the moon if given the opportunity. And as you know, I did apply to be an astronaut with the Canadian Space Agency. I made it to the top 2%, but I was not selected. The consolation prize is that I am now an ambassador for the Canadian Space Agency, and they actually help fund the live start parties that Science North offers in and also virtual. So it's very fun to still be working with the Canadian Space Agency. I absolutely respect them. They're an amazing organization.
And what did you have to do to get to those final 2%? How do you go so far in becoming an astronaut?
Well, there was a really long application. So nearly 8,000 people started the application and less than 4,000 people finished it. So that weeded out a lot of people right there. But after the lengthy application, there were some online tests and some medical exams. And once we got through those hurdles, there were 72 of us left who actually got to go to a military base in Quebec and go through an assessment. So I was in a group with 24 other candidates. And something that's really awesome is that the two candidates who were selected, Josh Kutrick and Jenny Seide, were in my group. And Jenny and I actually buddied up. So I got to know her pretty well. And because Canada is part of the Artemis program, we're building a Canadarm3 to go on the Lunar Gateway, which is the space station that will be in orbit around the moon, and which will also act as the launching point for the Orion vehicle to go on to Mars. Because we're contributing a Canadarm to that, it means that we get to send an astronaut as well. So I don't know if it'll be Jenny, but there's a chance that someone I know and have met and have spent some really amazing time with, I might get to follow her adventure to the moon.
Wow.
I'm getting kind of jealous of both Aletha and Jenny, I think.
She also wants to come to Science North too, because she studied combustion in microgravity, and we have this big discovery theater, and we're always blowing stuff up in it. She really wants to come and blow stuff up in the theater.
Who doesn't want to blow stuff up?
I know, right?
Excellent. Well, that is really something we can all be looking forward to over the coming years. So yeah, Aletha, thank you very much for giving us a very different perspective on the moon there. And yeah, that's going to be great to follow the progress of Jenny and the rest of the Artemis program over the coming years. And Aletha, thank you so much for having a chat with us tonight, and thank you to all the team there for all the work and for all the fighting against the elements and the weather. And we've had our fingers crossed all night that the clouds will clear up a bit.
And they have a little bit.
They sure have. Yes.
We actually had a peak at like a few seconds right at 4:02 at our maximum. We did actually get to glimpse it, which was pretty nice. And we are definitely enjoying exploring space from Earth right here in Sudbury, Ontario.
Well, that's terrific. And hey, Aletha McIntyre at Science North in Sudbury, and to the team there from the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada Sudbury Centre, thanks so much for your feeds and for having a chat with us tonight. That's terrific.
As always, we're taking a break, but we will be back. Go to timeanddate.live, check out our news feed. You can read about Aletha there. You can read about Linda from Sudbury RAS.
Right.
And see you soon.
Llévate el combo familiar de $12.99, 4 combos completos por $3.25 cada uno. Pídelo hoy.
Soaring prices, mass shortages. What's next? Hi, I'm Chris Hurt here, and if you're like most people, you may have noticed some strange things popping up in the news lately, because once again, the word crisis is being thrown around. And yet, this is unlike anything we have seen before. Major automakers, from GM to Toyota, are shutting down their factories. Analysts are warning that Christmas, as we know it, may not happen this year. And massive food distributor Cisco says it's going to have trouble stocking grocery store shelves. And this is not because of a recession, it's not because of a virus, not because of a new lockdown or war, but in fact the very opposite. A new threat which could soon cause empty shelves.
Exposures and how we decide to look at a lunar eclipse and to expose for the light side to get the more reddish color on the other side, or exposing on the bright side and then getting the other side being really, really dark. And that we are struggling against the clouds, or I'm saying we, but it's our wonderful partners that are struggling against the clouds. Pretty much all over at the moment, except for Dave and Gary here in San Diego. And looking at our timeline, we're quite far into the partial stage, moving towards the end there, when it's ending in about 45 minutes or so.
About 45 minutes, and yes, the Earth's dark umbral shadow will be completely off the face of the moon. So yeah, we're going to be here for the next hour bringing these live pictures. The moon right now is more or less directly over Hawaii. And this is a full moon we're looking at. So it's visible from anywhere on the nighttime side of the Earth. So right now, yes, this is the view, in fact, from the top of Mauna Kea on the big island of Hawaii. And yeah, right now we are looking directly upwards at the moon. The moon is more or less directly above Hawaii at this moment. This is the Subaru telescope.
The Subaru Asahi Star camera.
That's right. So this is a camera that's been set up next to the big telescope, which we can just see in the bottom right corner of the screen. This camera is pointing directly up at the moon, just close to the moon, but just out of picture here. As the moon is moving directly overhead, we do have that star cluster that we were talking about earlier, the Pleiades star cluster, which in Japanese is Subaru. So this big Japanese telescope at the top of Mauna Kea, named after the Pleiades, named Subaru. So this is a very exciting eclipse for the team at the Subaru telescope.
It is, and look at all those stars. It's just like, it's not only the star cluster, which has completely disappeared now, and but it is quite amazing to be looking at this sky. Okay, the image is buffering, and looking at this sky and looking at all those amazing stars going on there. Now, obviously, internet isn't as good on top of a dormant volcano, so we're back further down to sea level in Waimea, Hawaii here.
Right, so here we've just moved to the north. So we're now at the north of Big Island.
Yeah.
We're down at sea level on the coast. Yes, this is Preeti Krishnamurthy and Avinash Surendran, also known as the Starry Nights. And yeah, they are streaming this image of the moon from outside their house there in Waimea on the north coast of Hawaii's Big Island.
Yeah, so here we have it. And we're going to talk a little bit about the moon now, Graham, aren't we?
Right, so Aletha got us thinking about the moon in the interview that we did with her just now. It is an exciting period in the moon's history, coming up with the return of humans to the moon.
And we've got quite a few things going on with the moon on our pages.
Right. At time and date, we have just started a new section on the planets and on our moon, and we are building up that section of our website, talking about the solar system and the objects.
We do have a thing called the Night Sky Viewer, where you actually could go in and have a look at the moon and the Pleiades next to the moon, because it does show all the different constellations and planets in the sky, doesn't it?
Exactly right. Yeah, the Night Sky Viewer is always a great tool for seeing exactly what the sky looks like in any particular direction at any particular time from your location. And yeah, we know lots of astronomers around the world who find it just a very, very simple and quick reference tool for seeing what time things are going to rise and exactly where they're going to be in the sky.
And usually what they say, then we're looking for sunrise, sunset, we're looking for roughly position, and that's it. They just go in and they do their thing.
Exactly.
But speaking of the moon, we have a fairly special moon, don't we? Except for it's super special right now, but
right. So there are over 200 moons in our solar system. Our moon ranks as the 5th biggest of these moons. Jupiter has 3 moons that are bigger. Saturn's moon, Titan, is also bigger. So in terms of overall size,